Good morning, welcome back to the morning show right here on Channel 18. I got my coffee is hot and we got a great show going. Big thanks to Grand Mountain Bank, your hometown bank, 4 locations across Grand County servicing all of your loan and banking needs. They're locally owned and operated, so check them out. Great people. Speaking of great people, I got Anna and Cray here with the Colorado Headwaters Land Trust. I'm getting quicker. And we're talking about easements and how important this is to our county. I think we talked about animal migration patterns as well as water access for some animals. And so what's our ultimate goal here? Do we want to eventually get the whole county bought up and have easements everywhere? You know, where are we headed with this?
Yeah, conservation easements are really important because we're not totally against development, but I think, you know, it has to be smart development, and conservation easements help that because it doesn't eliminate development, but it restricts it, and it makes it, it puts the building and the development where it should be, and it keeps our view sheds open and our county beautiful. And
I know you often hear up here someone will build their new house and then complain about the guy across the street building a house because it blocks his view, but his house would block someone else's view or whatever it might be. But we're all moving up here for the same reason, and that's to enjoy the beautiful outdoors. And so it's so important to have a service like you to help protect these things that we are moving up here and loving about the mountains.
And a landowner that has a large piece of property can also plan for future development by including future building envelopes.
So an easement does not mean it is blocked from all, it's natural only for the rest of time.
It doesn't have to be 100%. The landowner could provide for one or several building envelopes, or a rancher could provide for a future barn or
so is this, I'm assuming this is more of a negotiation rather than just signing up.
Exactly.
How does that process work? Do they contact you and then you sit down and work with acreage and what their hopes are?
Yeah, sometimes the landowner contacts the land trust because they're interested in putting their land under conservation easement. And sometimes we contact the landowner, especially, we usually contact the landowners if they're in what we call our priority area, which is adjacent to the Colorado River and its tributaries. And usually in that case, we contact the landowner first. And then we sit down with them and we work through negotiating the deed of conservation easement. And we tailor every deed of conservation easement specific to that property and to what the landowner's current and future wishes are.
What kind of reception do you get? I mean, that's an interesting way to approach someone and say, we'd like to take this part of your land till the end of time. You know, how is that received? Is that...
Well, that's an interesting process. Often with us, a big part of our mission is just education. And it's educating the general population on what a conservation easement is. But a lot of it is just getting to know the landowners and educating them, and there's a lot of facts and details and legal and a lot of different things that go into an easement, and so it's an educational process for everybody.
Now, an easement, let's say you do have an easement on the land surrounding the Colorado River, is that public access land now? How does that, is it different than like a national forest where they're protecting the land and it's now public use for everyone?
It's up to the landowner. If they want public access, they can grant it, but they do not. A conservation easement does not mean public access. It's still the landowner's choice if they want to allow that or not.
Doesn't mean you'll have minivans parked everywhere with fishing and everything else going on. Okay.
Not a requirement.
Yeah.
Okay. And so I guess fundraising, how is this paid for?
We are funded through individual donations.
So is there federal grants or anything coming into this?
No, we have one major fundraising event every year. We had it last month, and then we do 2 direct mail appeals and participate in Colorado Gives Day, which is first week of December every year. And then we apply for a lot of grants, a lot of local grants too.
So everything is privately funded?
Correct, yeah.
And how much land, so you started with 0 in 1995.
Yep.
And where are we right now? How many easements do we have?
Well, we've got over 60 easements and over 8,000 acres.
8,000 acres
in
now.
Easements. And some are pretty small and some are pretty good size.
What would be a small? Do some people just have 1 acre, or is it smaller?
We have our smallest easement is half an acre.
So if you own 3 acres, can you talk to you about an easement, or is that something where you have to have X amount of property and X amount of attraction to that?
Yeah,
we're willing to talk to everybody.
Anyone
it's all based on conservation value. So to qualify for a conservation easement, a property has to have one of 4 conservation values. And if that conservation value is on a ½ an acre or it's on 1,000 acres, it's the same deal. So yeah, you can either have scenic open space, wildlife habitat, historically important structures, or educational or recreational
so
opportunities.
Historical structures can be involved in an easement. Okay, so then that protects these once again until the end of time, which is kind of overwhelming for me to think about. But we're going to take another quick break, and we'll come back and we might hone in on some of the fundraising processes. I know we'll harp on your website. Can't focus on that enough too. Because if anyone wants to learn any information, I assume about giving, it's ColoradoHeadwatersLandTrust.org. And we're going to take a quick break, but definitely stick around. We're going to finish the show off at a place synonymous with après ski, and that's Dino's Mountain Bistro right here downtown Winter Park. We'll be back on Channel 18.